Starting the stream. Good day, Calgary residents. Today we have Sabretec, the best in barter. Ken and Ashley are joining us today as our guests, and they say a lot of things like, your money's no good here, and cash is no object. So, Ken and Ashley, how are you guys doing today?
Oh, fantastic.
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, good.
Excellent, excellent. You guys we'll start with you, Ken. Want to tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Sure. I'm Sabretec's president. I'm the founder of Sabretec. We started in 1996, and this is a business that I've quite enjoyed. I've been in business and run businesses for pretty much my whole life. I was in law school and in the middle of law school and decided that I was just going to run my own businesses anyways, and so I headed off into this direction. So I think Sabretec, is my fifth business, I believe.
Fifth business? Oh, wow.
Yeah, through the years.
Congrats.
Financial services, auto glass business, a marketing company. I also have a business in Arizona right now as well, too. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Good job.
And Sabretec is the, I don't know, it's my baby.
It's your baby?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So you got 5 businesses. So you got any failed ones?
No.
No? Oh, good job.
No.
Good job, yeah. I'm on my 3rd business, and I have one that was really good, and then I shut the doors on that one. So
Oh, okay.
saying,
Well,
that it happens, right?
Well, that's the development, and that's also how you learn as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a big learning experience. So what do you like about Sabretec so much?
Well, we have a real community of business owners, and we have 300 companies and basically 300 ownership groups that we deal with. And that's been, we developed that relationship and have developed that relationship over our 25 years. And that's been the real fun part. And also, too, like like Ashley and Danielle and Mark, who handles our camp. This is all, to me, the money's great and the business has been good, but it's been an all-round success from what hits my buttons anyways. Yeah.
How long did it take you to get the ball rolling on this one?
Oh, longer than you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the beginning, okay. So I see this I had been looking for a new business. I had a marketing company in our auto glass business. This is going back to 1995 probably. And I'd been looking for a new business venture at that time. And then I saw on a business program on a business show, this concept of the bartering. And I looked at it and I just sat, and I remember I was on the couch in this house that was on 16th Avenue in the Northwest. And I'm like, this is so cool. This is like really a really great idea. And so I looked into it and eventually got onto an airplane and flew out to Chicago, flew out to Connecticut, and visited with some of the exchange owners, business barter trade exchange owners out in those locations, who, by the way, had been doing business for years, but nothing in Calgary. And so I came back on the plane and said, we're going to do this. So that's really great. And then I talked to business owners that I know, and I said, okay, I'm going to start Sabretec, and we're going to do this. It's going to be great. And it's like you sort of feel like you're Donald Trump or something like that. Never really realized that till just now.
Oh.
And they go, yeah, great. And it's like, okay, so who else is on? Well, nobody. It's like you'd be like the first, or you'd be like the second. And it's like, then you start to stare down the barrel of reality, getting people to change and sort of to come on board and get involved and get going. And that took 3 years, honestly.
Really?
I thought it was going to take TikTok, let's get at it.
Oh.
But that's just, now looking back, that's just enthusiasm.
It seems like it takes every business you do. It seems like it takes a little while to get the ball rolling. It always takes, you're probably going to take some losses in first couple of years, It's kind of what I felt from it.
Yeah. Well, I lived on $30,000 a year from this company from for 3 years.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I know what it means to put in my dues. It's no problem. I knew what it was, and fortunately I was able to do that. But I was running out of money at one point, and you have to make commitments about what you're going to put back in and make decisions on all that. And I went through all that.
So what was your lucky break? What did you say?
Well, we just, I think we just hit a critical mass, and we just had enough where we just kept gas pedal down, and then it just started to break. Yeah. And I think that was probably it.
Well, I like your logo. Was this your first crack at it, or did you change your logo any times?
No, that's been no, it's actually the second logo. The first logo was...
I like this.
Yeah.
Tell them the story about that.
Yeah,
They go extinct, right?
Yeah, so Ashley's Ashley's one of our trade brokers, and Ashley's been with us now, just turned 5 years. And so at the beginning, our logo was Sabretec, and it was like a saber-toothed tiger.
Okay.
Right. So that was really cool, and it had all designed and everything else, and this saber-toothed tiger. And then somebody said to me, "But aren't like saber-toothed tigers extinct?" And I kind of went, "Oh yeah. Well, okay, so we're not going to have that as our logo anymore."
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess everyone, that's the thing about a logo. It's so important, and if the longer it goes, the more you're stuck with it. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, and I still like this one. I don't know. I wouldn't change it. So haven't thought about changing it.
So what inspired this logo?
Well, this is an infinity concept, right? And then the insertion of the dots is just to show that really there's something different about what we do, and then also too the different colors of the dots show that who we have involved with in our 300 companies, they're different. They're not all the same types of companies. They're different categories, different personalities, different characteristics. They are all different, and yet they're doing business together within connecting the dots within the infinity. Wow. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I didn't even know that. So thanks, Ken.
Yeah.
That's neat. So Ashley, how about yourself? Want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I've been working with Sabretec 5 years, 1st of May. I'm a trade broker along with Danielle Speed, who's been there 12 years now. We just help facilitate the trades between the business owners, make sure it flows smoothly, make sure the trades make sense, that the balances are there. Just basically keep on top of our members, see what they're needing. We know in spring certain members are going to need certain things. In fall, certain members are going to need certain things. So just be on pulse with our members and just be there for them and help them find the trades they're needing.
Excellent. Okay. And so what exactly is a trade broker?
So basically they could call me, say we have a auto glass guy. He calls me, says, I need a cleanup crew to clean up my house. I just moved out. I need my windows clean. I need to also see the dentist, and I need a mechanic. So from there.
So let's go with this.
Sure.
Let's step into that.
Yeah.
But I'll first describe how the barter system works.
Yes.
Okay.
So that you, Mike, and Brody, and anybody listening can understand that as well too.
For sure.
And then we'll jump into
Makes
exactly what Ashley does, right, and what the trade brokers do. So so everybody's familiar with barter in its age-old form, where two businesses, essentially, we'll call it businesses, they exchange what they do with each other. They just trade, right?
One-on-one.
So one-on-one trade. And our system works like that, but it's different in the sense that one company will buy from another, but they don't necessarily buy back from them. So there is an exchange. When they buy from them, they then have a credit on our system to buy from any of the 300 companies in our pool. So for instance, to kind of put it into a real life scenario, let's say an accountant is going to buy something from the printer. So the accountant buys from the printer, but the printer doesn't need any accounting services as a trade back. Well, it doesn't matter. So the printer will then take their trade dollars. Their credit in our system is called trade dollars. They will take their trade dollars and spend those trade dollars with any of the 300 companies within our pool. So the accountant buys from the printer now has these trade dollars, and then the printer might say, well, what's important to me is that I want to go get my vehicles fixed. So they go spend the money at the auto mechanic shops. And we have like 5-6 auto mechanic shops, 20 bays, 5 bays, 4 bays, all right, quite a variety. Or they might take their trade dollars and say, I want to go to the dentist. And we deal with 4 or 5 dentists.
Really?
6 or 7 now.
Is
Yeah.
that, yeah, okay, there you go. See,
Yeah.
we signed them and I didn't even know they were
Cool.
Yeah, or they might say, I want to take my trade dollars and I want to buy X92.9 radio. So they buy radio advertising. Or they want to buy, Callaway Park. Or they want to buy
Men in Kilts. is a
Men in
good one.
Kilts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't worry about like who buys from them. They then have the credit or the trade dollars to spend back within the pool. And the whole key point about this is that you do your business, your cash business is normal, no problem. But if you're in a position to be able to take on more sales, more clients, which most businesses are, well, then they bring in some extra business in through Sabretec, in through our barter trade exchange to the amount that makes sense to them, right? Not like endlessly, just to the amount that makes sense. And they may buy, golf tournaments. They might buy, signage. They might buy whatever. And so then they just bring in new clients, like
Right.
chairs, like
Lifeform.
Lifeform chairs. They ship all over North America.
So how are these these barter dollars?
Yeah.
Is that what kind of they are?
Yeah, trade dollars.
It's
Trade
dollar
dollars.
for dollar.
Dollar for dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's $1
Yeah.
of a trade dollar is the same as $1.
Exactly.
Okay, regular dollar.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you do the jobs, they'll use their, I don't know where the camera. Yeah. So they'll buy using their Sabretec card, right? And then the trade dollars within our system on our software, the trade dollars will be in their account just like any other bank account.
It's like a debit account.
Yeah.
The trade debit account.
Yeah. And then Revenue Canada counts, and on your invoice you add GST onto it. You give the same invoice, really. It's just that they use their Sabretec card to make the payment, and then it's counted dollar for dollar. Revenue Canada will identify it as dollar for dollar. So there's no tax advantage or disadvantage here. The fundamental things are about you get new business and new customers that you just would you won't get the business otherwise. It's
Really?
there
Yeah.
or it's not there. You know what I mean?
So is this a strictly Calgary kind of thing?
We trade in Greater Calgary with 300 companies, and then we also align with other barter trade exchanges in different cities, and we know which are the good ones, and so we align with those ones and we trade with those ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say I pay the accountant $300. What do I get in trade dollars out of that? Like, how does that work?
So you've paid. So
You're losing $300 if you're paying the accountant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So are you saying if you were buying from the accountant
So I'm
or
fresh.
selling?
I got my Sabretec card.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing on it. I'm in the biz, and then
Yeah.
I decide to go to a guy that's in Sabretec.
Yeah.
He's an accountant. I buy some off him. So what happens with that?
Yeah. So what happens is you have a line of credit to start with. $1,000 is what your starting line of credit is, and so you can go and buy from the accountant up to $1,000. And then we're now in a position where we're going to bring you a new customer and a new sale to be able to basically pay for that money that was just spent.
Okay. I guess maybe the better thing is also, but he gets a credit from
Yeah.
that because he's not going to buy back from me.
That's right.
So what does he get back for a credit?
He will take his trade dollars and he's going to go spend them on any of the 300 companies on the exchange, whatever it is that is, again, valuable to him and his business.
And just so I could pop in, the trade broker too also is involved there. For instance,
Yeah.
like our auto detailing companies, we're not going to send them all of our members in April, May. We're going to know that that's their busy time. Or we'll touch base with a roofing company and say, hey, do you have a lull? Do you want a filling job? We can do that for you. Here's the details, run it by, see if it's a fit, and then we can go back to the member and tee that up.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's smart too. I like that. Fill it up when you need them.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is where the company that is selling, they say yes or no to all the volumes that they're doing, all the work that they're doing. But this group of 300 companies trades millions of dollars annually. And there's all kinds of, like Sabretec is just not like businesses that
Yep.
we have 50 companies who have been on the exchange for more than 20 years. And this is just normal business to them.
Yeah.
Right? Just normal. And going back now to Ashley and the trade brokers, job is to make sure that the sales are coming in when the business owners want the jobs, and that business owner now is spending their trade dollars on the exchange in constructive areas. And that's a really key point, because I mean, if you heard these ladies on the phones and on, doing their thing, you'd be like, okay, that's why this thing works.
Really?
Yeah, they're like your personal buying agent. They're like saying to you, what do you spend all your cash dollars on? We're going to knock out as many cash dollar expenses as we can.
Sweet.
And we're going to give you more revenue than you've had before. So you're going to actually have more money to be able to do certain things that you've thought, hey, if I had a little bit more revenue, this is what I would do. And
all while supporting local.
Yeah.
Yeah, all local businesses.
Yeah, all local businesses. We have to have the decision makers involved in this. We can't have a company out of Vermont or something like that.
Or where there's 10 ownership partners. That's just too much to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's some people that don't really qualify for the.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personality number one.
Oh yeah.
Personality number one.
Yeah.
We spend, let's see, in between the sourcing out who we're going to contact, right, Ash?
Yeah.
You develop for one category.
Yeah.
It's about 2.5 hours to develop.
Just to make a list that
just
we'll
to figure
look
out who we're going to talk to
in a category.
Yeah, and then Mark, who heads up our new business development, he will reach out to those business owners, so that takes time. And then we do 2 meetings with those business owners. And then from that, we are looking for the personality. We already know the category is the right fit, because that's why we've reached out to them. And now we're just making sure that the business owner is going to, like these business owners are friends. Like when somebody new comes on the exchange, we want to make sure they're introducing them to friends.
Right.
This is a business community. It's a pool of fabulous people, actually. But that doesn't happen by accident. And so, we get an application online, we might sign 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about, decent.
Yeah.
That's going back to personality, I mean, you can't pay me enough to deal with crazy. To be honest.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No.
Yeah.
Well, but let me ask you too, Mike, just from your comment on that, how long does it take you to figure out, really, that you might be dealing with somebody who you might not enjoy the experience with? How long does it take you to figure it out?
Oh,
if you were honest about it.
I'm going to say a good 10 to 15 minutes, and and I'm not even really saying that all of them are crazy. So, sometimes your personalities just don't mix.
Yeah. And that's that. And we know that we have to have that kind of flow within the personality. And there's, by the way, I would also say too, that there's a group of business owners who are very good personalities, but they just don't really roll with this. It's just not their thing. It's not their deal. And that's okay too. So it's got to be the both of those. But typically, if somebody is not, all the characteristics of probably who you or I wouldn't want to go have lunch with, that's probably who it is we don't want on the exchange. And all the ones that vice versa, the ones where you would say, hey, you and I would probably like to go have, when you can go have lunches together.
Right. You kind of can now. Our restaurants are reopening, so it's good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And patios.
So, and that's been, to me, dialing back to the earlier part, that's to me what's been the most fun about all this. We have, you have to talk to a lot of people to be able to get 300 businesses.
Quality ones.
Quality, right?
Good ones.
Right. And is quality important, Ash?
100%. 100%.
That's because that's who you're putting the deals together with. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Quality over quantity.
Definitely.
The way we look at her, for sure.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Same philosophy.
Cool, guys. Well, let's roll through some of these photos we got for us here, and just see. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be a little bit mixed up, but we'll start going this way.
Yeah. That's fine. We can take it. So this is an example, looking at this. This is an example of how I know people identify. Okay, great. everybody understands when they're a business owner. So a business comes on the exchange or is thinking about the exchange, and they know what they do because they do it all the time. They know what it is to sell. So if they were going to go sell what they do, they know what that is already. But now they think, well, I've got these trade dollars. And, you know, in the cash world, when you get cash, you know where you're going to go spend your money or an idea because you've been doing that. In the trade world, you get the trade dollars and it's like, okay, great, but I don't really know where I'm going to spend the money. That zone, that sort of unknown zone, that uncomfortable zone is normal because it's a new habit. But this gives an idea. So they don't. If the focus isn't so much who are the names. I mean, we can fly out a bunch of names here, like, you know, Men in Kilts, Delta Hotel. We deal with a number of the golf courses like Hamptons, Heritage
Pizza, First Spot, Spot On. The
yeah,
Eyesight.
we can fire out the names,
Yeah.
but the way people process it is they get an idea of categories. And so, for instance, you look down on the list here and under business expenses, and you say, well, okay, I could get a new website and put all my website hosting on trade. I could do all my SEO on trade. I can do my accounting and bookkeeping on trade. I can get my printing done on trade. My answering services, legal services, office furniture, signage, you know, flowers, golf, movers. And what happens is the people who come on, and you know, I've been doing this for 25 years. The people who come on or a dentist, they say, well, geez, you know, okay, I spend money on dental. They don't necessarily know exactly where they're going to spend all of their money because you don't. Like, you just know that at some point you're going to use a dentist, an accountant, a printer, and all that. And you look at it and you say, there is a pocket of business owners that gets me started. And that's all that we ever look for. And then somebody comes on and they go through a little bit of a curve about how they learn it. And they work with the trade brokers.
For sure. 6 months to a year usually.
6 months. That's what we feel. And then after 6 months to a year, you know what you can do on Sabretec and what you can't.
Okay.
And if you can't buy it on trade, we'll tell you. No, you won't see that on trade. Usually because there's no margins to trade it and different reasons like that. But we just tell you straight out. So you might say, oh, I'm looking for this, and this. And you might say to the trade brokers. Trade brokers will go, okay, go here. This one here, let me look into it. But we'll be able to get that on trade for you. The third one, no, you won't see that. Go pay cash for it. No problem.
Or we have a wait list of a year. Are you willing to wait if we have 30 painting job requests? You know, like this year was heavy for painters because I think everyone was stuck in their house and saw that they needed their walls painted. So.
But yet we've signed 35 companies here.
Yeah, we did.
In our it
was a good year for signing.
Yeah, we signed 35 in our sales campaign period, which was between October and January, and we signed 35 companies, and they were all like pretty much they were all spot on for what we were looking for.
High demand categories.
Right, high demand. And painters, so we added 2 painting companies,
maybe 3
in that group.
I'd have to double check.
It's because the demand was there.
Right. Okay. And so when the demand wanes, do you kick people out?
You don't need to.
No, not if they're a tradesman. There's always demand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's a high demand category for sure.
I mean, judging by the looks here, I mean, you're gonna find a place to put your dollars. I mean, you know, like I couldn't see myself not having a place to put that because there's a lot of things here that are relevant. You know.
But you see, look at under the staff part here. It says on the eyewear, under eyewear. So then you go into, you want to get some glasses at an eyewear, like sunglasses, normal glasses, whatever. So then Ashley or Danielle or whatever, they direct you first time around. They direct you to maybe one of the companies on the exchange that would be a good fit. So they say, why don't you go meet Ted and Lisa at the Eyesight? So now you go down and you meet Ted and Lisa at the Eyesight. You use your Sabretec card. You go buy your glasses. But here's the thing. You've met Ted and Lisa.
Right.
And every time you go and you buy and you make, you're not going to make a connection with everybody, but you'll find that this is like a group that's of that nature. And when you do that, you are meeting people who will be fabulous networkers for you and your business. Because you make an impression. And I always say, well, they can't be average. Why would Ted and Lisa get excited if somebody didn't make an impression on them, right? But the point is, if you are, then Ted and Lisa are going to know, well, hey, this good guy and runs a good company, and he's like, I'm going to tell people about him. And that's not just in the trade world, the barter trade world. Now you've expanded your world back out into the cash world.
Well, I mean, something I like doing is networking. So this sounds like a good thing there. And I really like working with people on social media. You know, it's one of the best things. You meet these people and then you work with them on the socials.
Yeah. Well, and do you see how, from your experience with having done that, do you see how, you know, people have that kind of makeup to them where they really like that? They're in that nature. That's who we want. We want people who are of that nature, because then they just do it naturally. If you get somebody who really doesn't like going and meeting another business owner or connecting with them or doing it, it's not just about the dollars and cents, right? It's about just enjoying that whole process. And then you've got that. You put that together, that's probably our top 20% of traders.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Right?
That's really neat, guys. Well, let's move to the next slide here.
And this is where people find what we do just creative, you know? So this is one of our trade broker meetings. So that's Danielle that's in the middle, and
It's our old office.
yeah, that's Danielle, and probably most would guess that's me on the left, and then Ashley on the right. And so we're just going over some things and having some discussions about about the trades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Yeah.
Photography
Yeah.
on trade.
Yeah, that's it. That's our gang, and we're just down at Glenmore having a hug in, I guess. And
That was right behind our old offices in Glenmore Landing.
yeah.
I like that. I like to. I was looking through you guys' Instagram there, and pretty cool. You guys got a different kind of photo slant.
The tire one.
Yeah, the tire one. I like the tire one.
Everyone
Yeah,
likes
the
the tire one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should have thrown the tire one in there. So this image is about our trade show. Annually, we have a trade show, and this is where the businesses will each, they'll have a booth. So we will have 200 business owners at this trade show, and there will, in this particular photo here, $60,000 of product, like smaller, see how the smaller product, chocolates, electronics, everything else, $60,000 sold in 2 hours.
Okay.
And
wow,
everybody
60,000 2 hours.
Yeah, of items that are average price point probably $150 because they're
Sensory Box will be there selling games. We'll have the Medi Spa with some of their products, and just to get your name out.
But
Cool.
there's food and catering that's going on in the background, and this room fills up, and everybody's there networking, socializing, but they're also spending their trade deal. They go out with these IKEA bags that are like, just loaded with stuff.
So are these all like local products?
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Mostly, mostly.
Well, yeah, but we get stuff shipped in just specifically for the show, and everything else. But
Notice how you're surrounded by all these lovely ladies. Ken.
my world's tough. Yeah,
That's why you're smiling so big.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's pretty nice. I like to advertise local products sometimes with the podcast, so I'm always interested in.
Yeah.
I noticed the olives.
The olives, right? Yeah.
Check that one out.
Yeah, that was a delicious podcast.
Yeah. I was looking forward to that today.
Yeah, I guess we should
right.
have brought you donuts.
I tried to get some cookies from Cookie Occasion, but they weren't in today before we got here.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah. I got a good looking group of girls. So this is our office, and this is Huey, our mascot. And Huey comes to work every day. He walks with me to the office, and he has 12 ties.
Oh yeah.
Today he had leopard.
Yeah, today he had a leopard. And when we walk to the office, so there's this one house, and we walk by the house, and the mom comes out with her 2 little kids, and they're sitting there waiting until we come by because they want to see what tie Huey's wearing today.
Cute.
Yeah. So
and he's pretty used to it by now, I'm assuming.
yeah.
Has to have the time he's in Arizona. He likes that too.
Yes. Yeah, that's
funny.
right.
Yeah.
All business.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I always get, he's like, he looks good. And I said, why, thank you.
Looking sharp.
So who puts the ties on him?
Well, I do, but
Yeah.
my wife makes the ties look pretty.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, they're not really that clean, you know.
Perfect for
stuff
perfect
out.
for a dog.
Yeah, yeah. So this is one of our logo images. Best in partnerships is a takeoff on it.
We did have best in handshakes, but we're kind of revisiting that now.
Well, or at least it's on a hiatus.
Yeah, a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, best in handshakes, best in partnerships was our gig, but it's like now, that's it, and that's our gang, and
That's probably what, 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
yeah, about 3 years ago, I guess. Yeah,
All right, let's see the best in handshakes right there.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
You can see it now. Yeah,
Definitely
pre.
pre-COVID.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. I had it in my signature for a bit there. Be like, you might want to take that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my shoes look good there too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Nice.
You know what? I would say don't steer away from the handshake, because the handshake is coming back and it's coming back strong.
yeah,
You know?
Definitely.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to zoom back to the logo here. Oh. Oh,
Come on back.
logo lag. Okay.
Logo land.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
All right. Well, Ken, I'll start with you on this one first.
Sure.
So, what outside of the business, what do you like to do for hobbies and interests and things?
Well, I think the probably the big thing for us is we spend 5 months of the year in Arizona,
Oh, yeah.
and so we go down and we're on the bike paths all the time, and just golfing or the like. So that, and as well as traveling, are important to us as well. And so those are kind of some of my main interests. I was a football coach for a number of years, and my helmet has been hung up recently, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But I can still bark it out if I need to, and and make it happen. I'm certainly thrilled that the CFL's back on again. I'm a
Yeah.
big CFL fan, and just
Season ticket holder.
for like 25 years
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, and so just lots of those kinds of adventures.
Well, you seem like a pretty chill kind of guy, you know. So you put the helmet on and you rock it out there, eh?
Well, I played football for a while, and if you knew some of my my history on that, you'd probably be a little bit more. Let's put it this way. Well, I won the awards that didn't have a lot to do with talent.
Okay.
I used to say to my guys, like, I showed Ashley one of my old photos,
Yeah,
right?
we're
A
gonna
lot of
blast
those.
them soon.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, and we had like 6 guys in the photo from when I played, and a lot of the guys ended up going on playing pro or ended up on the practice squads on it, but not me. I was like, so my line was always, you know what, I'm not gonna play until they cover all the stadiums. Like, it's just, but the truth was, I just wasn't fast enough.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, it is what it is. But you do what you love, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Ashley, how about you?
I have 2 kids, so that takes up a lot of my time. Ken and I are heavy also into hockey.
Yeah.
We will do our little hockey talks after the games
Yeah.
every day. I love gardening, art, getting outside.
Yeah.
I'm softball coaching for my girls' softball team right now, so that's taking up a lot of time, but we're happy to be able to play some sports and
I
actually
bet.
play
Yeah.
a team, not just practice.
So, what part of art gets you?
Painting, drawing, anything artistic, really. Even if it's something like I do all the Instagram posts, which I guess you've noticed. Just like anything artistic. Could be anything. Even cooking, making it look good, making the garden look good.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
right.
anything with the eye. I like to make sure things look good.
Neat.
Yeah.
Ashley has a really nice sort of just style about her, like just real characteristic about her, and actually everybody in that photo that we were looking at all very much have their own personalities and characteristics, and
many of them come and go, but they're all still part of the Sabretec.
yeah,
family.
they all
Yeah.
So our team is always
Like my sister was involved for a bit there with sales, and she loved it. And
Yeah.
I'm sure if we needed her again, she'd be willing. So
Yeah.
it's definitely lots of relationships built
Yeah.
for sure.
Neat. Well, I mean, strong team. It's like no weak links. You gotta have a good
For sure.
team.
I think so. Like
You're only as strong as the weakest link, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you know that there's, you have to have direction and you have to have, leadership and you have to have all that, but you also have to have everybody important, and that means that it's not really just, they have to be their own person.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ashley and Ken, really nice having you guys here with us today. I appreciate the time, and really interesting. I've never, this is really cool to me because I've never heard of a cashless bartering system. So this is the first for me.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
That's not the first time we've heard that.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, I was like, I'm going to apply for a and then I was like, oh, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
The more you get it, your feet wet, the easier it is for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to an associate of mine, and he's like, he really wanted to check out this podcast because it just strikes interest right away when you say it. Yeah. So it's a really neat idea.
Well, and thank you for having us, because we don't, the whole idea of, well, who do you meet next, right? And it's like finding that right personality fit and everything else. Well, of course, that's work. That's a challenge, right? So when this whole idea came up, and I'll be honest, the podcast sounded like it was a great idea, and you're on to a good direction, but beyond that, much like you're viewing Sabretec, you only know so much about it. Well, same thing with me with your podcast world. I don't really know who's listening, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it makes sense to me. Like, it's a good idea, and it's a good direction to be pointed, and therefore be a part of it. But one of the big reasons that I wanted to be able to do this was to be able to meet you.
Hey, no, I mean, it's kind of the same for me. I mean, like the podcast, and I mean, I love our viewers and everything, but I mean, I just like the experience of talking with people like this and learning things. Like I'm learning things all the time doing this. So
wow, you don't get, you just don't get many people. I can probably say this with a lot of confidence, and Brody, probably you're gonna back me on this. Is you do not get many people who probably are of the nature who would own a roofing company that would then go off on this direction. That's what had my curiosity to begin with.
Right.
Who would be who would own, right, Brody? Who would own a roofing company and be focused on doing podcasts? I want to meet that guy. That was really how it all, right, Ash?
Totally.
What did I say to you? I said, I want to meet Mike, and everything else is gravy.
Yeah.
It's a little,
that's it.
All right. Hey, man. Well, I'm so so glad you guys came here.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come back again and
Thank you for
showcase
having us.
products. Yeah,
Sure,
absolutely.
we'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Hey. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up here. Thank you to everybody who's watching and participating. If you have any questions, you can always drop a comment below. Make sure you check out Sabretec on their Instagram. I think they have a Facebook too. And we're always happy to answer questions and get you guys involved. Also, just don't forget to subscribe and like us on YouTube. Really help out with that, getting us going there. And that's all we got for today. So bye for now.